Look, I've been a trader for a long time now, but I remember starting out as a trader and looking at a chart and going, how can I get in at the top or the bottom of a market? How can I get in right at the top, go short, and get out right at the bottom? Come on, if you have been a trader for more than a couple days, you and I have a common love affair with tops and bottoms. And some people have told us that finding the tops and bottoms is a dream, a smoke dream, a wild fantasy. But I am here to tell you that it is not a matter of guessing or prognosticating, but it's a matter of math. I'm going to walk you through a couple charts today that show LettoChannels picking your tops and bottoms. Let's have a look at the first market on my charts. Yes, live cattle. Now, not many of you might be trading live cattle. I like to trade it because I like a good steak. But here we go. Let's see if LettoChannels can serve up a hot meal of profits. LettoChannels on live cattle. Now, live cattle starts out trading at 9:30 in the morning. It does not trade overnight. So right at 9:30 in the morning, we come near the overbought signal in LettoChannels. Didn't quite hit it, and that's fine. We plunge through, go through the oversold level in LettoChannels, and we come into a bottom here that is picked almost to the tick, a few ticks away from the bottom. LettoChannels puts in a buy signal, this green background stripe. If we were to hop on live cattle right at the close of that bar, put a stop here below the low, we're risking $80, an $80 risk in live cattle. And we are going to ride this. The first target is to ride it up to the midline. The midline here is a VWAP, so it's a daily volume weighted average price. That's a $340 gain off of an $80 risk. If we carry forth, though, if we hold on to the trade, we find that it hits right at the top of the move, and we pull in a $600 gain on a move from basically oversold down here at the bottom to overbought right here at the top. An amazing trade in live cattle. Now, this is why you and I wanted to trade. We want to be that guy getting in at the bottom, getting out at the top. If you go to a smaller time frame chart, now this is a 4 range chart for the live cattle market. Looking at that same day, I also have a volume profile indicator on here, and it's printing what we call low volume nodes. So I won't go into too much detail on that, but they're good support resistance levels. Here's that big move down at the beginning of the day. We go into oversold. These blue diamonds tell us that we're oversold in LettoChannels. You could go long right here, enter at a break of this moving average. You can wait until it retraces down to one of any sort of level indicator that you might be using. This is going long here. Now we went into the LettoChannels, another buy signal right here. Let me go back to that main chart. Right here is where we hit these two diamonds very close to one another. If you didn't get in at the first break, here we get in at a second break. And you would have, of course, ridden that trade up off the bottom of that move all the way to the top had you held on to it for a $770 move in live cattle. Okay, live cattle's not your thing. Let's take a look at the Dow. How did the Dow do? Now, this is the Dow from today, early in the morning, 7:10. Going long right here at Leto at the bottom, picks the low of the day. Amazing shot. We go up into our sell levels up here. If you held on there, the Dow yields $675, and you only risked from the entry price to the low of that candle, $45. I don't know what that is, over 11 to 1, maybe 12 to 1, something like that. A really solid move in the Dow. Now, if you did our first target is that midline, which is in this case is a rolling VWAP line. That was a $250 move on a 40 or $50 risk. So a really nice solid 5 to 1 trade. That's the kind of trades you can get in the bank and make your day bright, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the ES. How did the ES do today? Well, ES had a little bit of a hard time finding the low. Now, this is data from today at about 10 in the morning. We found a low here, little short-term low, right at that point. We could kind of waffle around. I think you would have maybe lost a little bit or broken even on that trade. Getting in down here certainly is a reasonable idea. If you didn't get stopped out, I understand, but it's a $212 risk to that point. If you did get stopped out, I completely understand, but you can always get back in. Here we see a nice little break up above LettoChannels and back in, so it is entirely feasible to have gotten in back in this area, or at least as we started breaking out from our LettoChannels oversold area. Go along here and we're up 750 to the midline, but that's not all. Certainly, holding on to this position gets you out right there at LettoChannels at 1725. If you had a more clear signal, there isn't one available. There's one that we got out right here at $1,737. Now, the market has been kind of lingering up there at the highs, number of channels coming in together. When you see a bunch of our red background stripes printing, we're putting in double tops all over the place. Great chance to go short. Another idea is right up here. And let me draw an ellipse. the This red line right up here, there's a thin red line. Now this thin red line is the recommended stop loss for a going short at the channel. So that red line could be used as your stop, not a problem with that. That's a recommended stop. Now it's pretty beefy. You know, the stop here is a $200 stop distance. But going short at that channel and getting out when we hit the midline, as the midline comes up here, you're up about $400. So risking 200 to yield 400 on that trade. Not too shabby. All right, now that's the ES. Let's move over to the gold. This is micro gold. I just didn't load up the gold. But what a beautiful trade. Now this is today as well. This is in the morning about 4:45 a.m. You want to pick a bottom in gold? I don't think you'll find a better indicator to do it. Go along here at the bottom. We see a green background stripe. Takes us up north. First target is hit 124 bucks in micro gold. Now that's 10x in the full gold contract. If you hold on to the top, now did we pick a top in micro gold? We certainly did. We picked the top of the market. Actually, I don't think there's even a tick. There's one tick, maybe above that yellow dot. We did hit the top of that move, and look at the reaction. Market sells off, going short at this level, going to the midline. It's a $100 move, $1,000 in the full contract, and your risk to the red line is only 22. That's not a bad trade, but wait, let's take a look at copper. Copper, beautiful market I like to trade. We had a couple good hits. Here was a little short-term buy, would have gotten a couple points. You know, copper is a $12.50 a tick instrument, so it's pretty beefy. Not something you can want to trade without tight stops, and that's what we do. Sure, this one is probably considered a stop out. That's no problem. You're not risking much, keeping your risk low. Here is a good reaction out of this zone. Going long here, you hit a $950 move in copper. Going long on a breakout above that level, maybe retrace, go back to that level. That's another, 962. All right, here we came super close. Didn't quite make it. All right, maybe one tick away from that channel low, but a good move off of there nonetheless. Now, some of you might be equities traders. I don't know. Let me know if you are. Love to hear what you're trading. Take a look at Apple. Here's an Apple chart from today, 122, January 22nd. Super tight move right off of LettoChannels high, going short at that level, targeting here, 85 cents an Apple. Great time to put in a trade for 100,000 shares, right? Here's another little trade, real tight trade. Now we're pretty close to the midline, so the reward to risk you want to course, calculate that. The risk is 20 cents, and your reward, which would have been achieved here, would have been 62. So it is a 3-to-1 reward to risk. So maybe worth taking. You determine that. We came up, we hit it again. Look at that. We hit it. We hit that entry point again. Got out right there. Again, another 59 cents. So two trades in Apple right here. Now, you probably didn't see this one, but early in the morning, right after the open, we hit that level right on the target. Prices reverse out of there. Again, our risk is only 45 cents, and we're target. We didn't, well, we didn't quite hit the target, okay, but we were at least up $1.25 in that trade before it did reverse and come back up. If you want to get aggressive and trade a breakout from this zone down to there, trade was achieved. Okay, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, how did Tesla do? Now this is yesterday's action because Tesla today was kind of flat. But going short here, we would have been in the money a little bit. We probably would have, yeah, you could have hit the stop out there. Okay, I'll give you that. But let's take a look at going short in this area, right? We go short here. We hit our first target, 343. Let's hit our second target if you wanted to go all the way. Let's see what Tesla goes down to. Well, we got down to that level. We didn't get all the way down before we start hitting sell signals. And then Tesla took off yesterday afternoon. I'm not sure what happened in the market, but it was pretty aggressive. This is Tesla today. Had a nice bounce off of LettoChannels high. Okay, let's take a look at Meta. Meta had, now this is yesterday again during that big, I don't know what happened in the news. So here we go, earlier in the day. So Meta did break the new highs. You want to be careful when in the open. Things can certainly break the new highs, new lows. But then as we settle down, we get a beautiful trade off of LettoChannels south, going south here. We go down to the bottom of the channel, we get a nice buy signal, another buy signal, come up to the midline, target is achieved. And then look at this little buy signal, huh? Market is getting ready for some news announcement. Boom, and we hit it from go rail to rail. This in Meta is a healthy $6.25 move in Meta. Okay, how about this? Do you trade the cryptos? This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a kind of a rough, kind of rambling morning here. And we did get a beautiful top in LettoChannels right there. We see a good reversal out of that zone. Going short here, going down to this. If you went from one channel to the other, you're up $400, 403 bucks. Not too bad. This might have chopped you around. Depending on where your stops were, you could have done actually pretty well. Had some trouble. Here we had a good bottom put in right there in LettoChannels, right there. Here we had a little bit of mucking around, but we came back. Prices going up into the oversold region in Bitcoin. Now I don't trade Bitcoin. Love to hear if you do or not. But there is opportunity here. You don't have to be a whiz in this business. We have indicators and tools that take all of the richness of the data that's on your platform right now, hidden in thousands of bars of historical price data. LettoChannels takes that historical data, calculates the highest percentage reversal times, not times of day, but prices, distances from the midline. And it brings it forward to you right now on your chart in real time. Take a look at this. So this is actually the prediction. This is the volatility bands, the red lines and the green lines, showing you where this market tends to happen, tends to trade here going into the evening hours. So you can trade this any time of the day or night. Whatever data you have on your chart, LettoChannels, we will provide for you the turning points because you and I are addicted and we love those highs and lows And LettoChannels is a tool that's going to help get you that into those trades and into those winning positions. Thanks again for joining me. We're going to have a great time together. Feel free. Visit my page there. Send me an email. Like, comment, subscribe. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks again, and you have a great day trading.